Tony D and Little Joan with a screenwriter's rant on The Power, starring John Leguizamo as dad. And his daughter has a power. And a lot of other girls do too. Smash like and subscribe. Thank you for smash liking and subscribing. Check out my books, links in the description. Comedy horror in South Jersey. It's The Pineys, books 1 through 10, available at Amazon.com. Don't forget, Kindle Unlimited is free. So suddenly around the world, young women, just young women, are getting the power to shoot electricity out of their hands. Why? Who knows? Because we need a plot contrivance for the show. This was a New York Times bestseller, whatever it was. And it changes the world, you see, because women are oppressed. And now the women won't be oppressed. The young girls are taking over. I know, Joan. They're taking over. You're a girl. You know. Don't you want to be able to shoot electricity out of your paws, Joan? Don't you want to be able to shoot electricity? But the evil men don't want them to have the power. They're making lists. Power saves. What? What is this show? Can somebody explain to me what this is and how it's not going to be an endless lecture about how bad men are? Because in just about every frame of this, it's showing, oh, the girls, they're good. Look, if you're going to do a superhero thing, do it, I guess. I mean, and some of the girls are bad. Let's say that. It's a new series, March 31st. Look how pink it is. Because, you know, when I think superheroes, I immediately think, why aren't girls reading comic books or watching shows like this? I'll give you a hint. They don't like these shows. The shows that women like to watch, and that would include young women, is they like to watch shows involving relationships. That's what they like. Now, that's not 100%. I'm not trying to make a stereotype true or anything like that, but it is generally true that women like stories, if they like stories at all, about relationships. They like what they like. They like shoes. Ask a woman how many pairs of black shoes she owns. You'll get an answer higher than one. I don't know why. I'm a man. I have one pair of black shoes, the funeral wedding dress shoes. Like most men. They are trying to do yet another show, Prime, Amazon Prime, to say, oh, well, women need to show their power. Okay. New York Times bestseller. Okay. How realistic is that now? So John Leguizamo, wasn't he just complaining in a couple of headlines that he wasn't getting enough work or something? That he got pushed out for various reasons? I have zero interest in this show. It looks very contrived to me. It's going to be an excuse to talk about feminism and how young women would change the world if they had the power. But they don't. They're oppressed. Yeah, I could tell how they've taken control of media, how they're constantly throwing their power around. Ask the people in New Zealand how they feel about women power. Yeah, ask them. It's, you know, in order for this show to even work, do we have a date on this? Oh, March 31st. In order for this show to work, you have to start, I think, with the premise that men bad. Men bad, men oppressive, men yell. Women good. If they had the power, be good. Most of them. Not this one. This is the bad woman. Her dad. But it's her dad's fault because he's a gangster, you see. So, she's trying to make it in a man's world and he won't let her. But then she gets the power. Now she can make it in a man's world. Without that power, she'd be helpless. Absolutely helpless. Except she wouldn't be. Except that's not true. And if you're framing that in a show, you're essentially saying that women in real life are powerless. Essentially, that's what you're saying. If they need this power, it's the only way. The only way to tip the scales. Because, men stupid. Women have electric power. Yeah, there'd be no way to stop them, right? I'm sure the guns wouldn't work anymore. I'm sure the explosives wouldn't work. I'm sure running them over with a car wouldn't work anymore. That doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense. So, I feel like this show is going to be one season of trying to astroturf some kind of feminist message that won't work. Because the moment the superhero powers kind of run their course, and I'll just predict that they probably run their course in about 2 or 3 episodes, then it starts to get tiresome, right? There's nothing more to discover after we discover, well, only certain girls got it, and here's the limits of their power, and some of them are more powerful for whatever reason. Once you've kind of exhausted all that, essentially we have a big story about feminism. I don't see that as being very popular. Feminism isn't very popular, especially now. So, but I'm not surprised. It's Amazon doing this. I mean, these are the same people who did Girl Bosses and Rings of Power, right? Somehow they managed to not screw up Jack Reacher, actually do a really good show. I wish they'd go back to that. Now, maybe the show is good. Maybe. I don't know. I'm not liking the messaging on this. I have zero interest in it. What do you think? You watch the trailer, you tell me. Oh, this looks fantastic. Oh, I read the book. It's amazing. Is the book all pink? I mean, just call it Girl Power. That's what it should be called. It should have been called Girl Power. That would make more sense with the GRRRL, Girl Power. That's what it's feeling like. I mean, that could be a good story. It could be about power corrupting. And they have some of those elements here, but I think I know where this is going. Men bad. Men bad, women good. Oh, the bad women are only bad because of the men. Anyhow, if you want to watch it, March 31st. Mark your calendars. Mark your calendars. I guess. And that's it for me, Tony D, and Little Joan. Check us out on Odysee, Bitchute, and Rumble for our more base takes. If you think that was a base take, you should hear Joan on the Odysee, Bitchute, and Rumble. Right, Little Joan? Right, Little Joan? Ladies, see my cute dog? Anyhow, that's it for me, and we'll see you in the next one.